like 13 more games. And they had the audacity to hike up the price 2 times during that period by $5. The nerve of this company to try and make some money. And it was like one thing if it's like, okay, if you're pissed off about the idea of DLC, like some of us just really don't like that model. We don't like what it does to the landscape of video game development. Totally get that. Totally respect that. There's no reason that you should feel obligated to make any additional purchases for new content in the long dark. But this person was basically saying that, you know, you shouldn't buy this totally playable game. This game that is totally playable at its base price and nothing else, no matter what. You know, the devs have said that it is always going to be a full and complete game for those who buy the base game. Like, it's not a multiplayer game, so it's not like you're gonna lose to other people who have more money than you. Right? Never mind the fact that they've outright stated that they want the DLC content to be worth the price, to not be expensive, and to not affect the value of the base game. And that it won't be microtransactions. That if anything, it'll be... That it could just literally be early access to new content that everyone is going to get anyway. Like, they will be continuing to update the base game. Like, that is not at all what many game companies have done with the concept of paid content. And none of it has happened yet. None of it has happened yet, and no one has insinuated how it's going to happen. Let alone that it is going to happen in ways that the devs have declared they don't want it to be. No bedroll.
Man, I could eat anything.
As if a DLC is a new thing. Yeah, like... Big whoop, right? And then this guy went on to suggest that all of the recent good reviews were just people trying to censor those who opposed new paid content. Like, okay, I get it now. You're unhappy that you might miss out on new The Long Dark content because you won't be willing to pay for it. And so now it has to be a giant conspiracy against you. It's like, get over yourself, bro. Or that saying, it's funny because it sounds ridiculous, but he'd also said that like the only reason they're doing it is because a couple people will be willing to pay more. Which is true if by a couple people you mean an overwhelming amount of the player base. A majority of the player base has indicated through surveys and social media that they can't fucking wait to give Hinterland more money for new stuff. Like, I've said it. I've bought the game twice. I didn't have to. I did not have to, but I was happy to do so. Right now, The Long Dark is, well... So, the full price that I know of is $34.99. I've seen it deeply discounted on a lot of platforms, so don't take my word on it. I want to say that somewhere it was $9. Depending on, like, platform discounts. And, I think for a while it was on Game Pass. I don't remember if it is now. But yeah, I mean... Paid $20 each for 2 copies in January 2016. Yeah, like I have a handful of $60 games that I've barely played 30 hours on, let alone almost 4,000. Like, this game has completely earned its keep. $10.19, wow. Though that was the other funny thing. This disgruntled reviewer trying to, you know, scare people away from buying the game. They'd played 30 hours of the game. And that was something that I put in my response too. I was like, you have barely scratched the surface of this game. You don't know what game you're talking about, let alone the secret intentions of its developers. Like, get out of here. Yeah, Humble Bundle, that's right, because it's, it may still be in the, like, Ukraine Humble Bundle, right? Or maybe it wasn't even Humble Bundle, but like a Aid for Ukraine package. So we lost a good amount of HP on a dream. The dream of a stinking bedroll. Maybe we, refuel this. Nice. And I have another... Oh, that's a fire starting book. Let's do the fire starting book, shall we?
God, I'm starving.
How about a game for at least a year? Discovered I only play a handful of games with an occasional new game. New stuff I only play a few hours and then return to record 4 to 6 games. Oh yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. Like, I'll try something new for a bit. Usually, you know, right now, honestly, it's gonna sound super, like, I don't know, shilly, I guess, but like, if I try a new game, it's because someone paid me to. Like, if I try a new game, it's because it's an indie boost or a, Streamforge campaign or a Twitch bounty. And sometimes it works out really well. Like, it's not... I was never paid to stream TLD, but I had fallen so much in love with this, kind of thriller game, more of a thriller than a horror game, with a lot of survival elements. I loved it so much, and I wanted something like that had like a sandbox mode, or at least just even a new game with a new story, you know. And I was like, I want to play something like that again, and found The Long Dark, and here we are. It really is. It's always going to be, you know, I've been thinking lately, I'm like, okay, maybe I am ready to start incorporating something else, like some new single player game. Like, I'm ready to fall in love with a new game, is I think a better way to put it. But I think I'll always, you know, start with TLD throughout the day, or at minimum, I think I will play TLD during my week at some point, always. We are breaking math again! Thank you! Fuck! I love this game! Yeah, Green Hell's kind of similar, and I have played that one. That's kind of on my list of, like, potentials to go more deeply into. Oh, I can't do the pillow, right? Because we need to try and get a forge run done, but we need a hammer for that. I did see another update about the Forest sequel, and that looks kind of neat. It has seasons. I did play Bioshock, yeah. I sure did. Math doesn't lie, it doesn't. It's true. I'm not gonna bother trying to repair the socks. Doing good, Mitt. How are you doing? Oh, you have all of Bioshock? If you get a moment to do it, I very much recommend it. I love the Bioshock series. Let's see if it's bearably... Okay, it's not too bad out here. Just haven't even started, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, be forewarned. I found the UI really hard to understand and navigate, which I imagine you might have the same struggle with, but it is a neat game. I was actually more interested in the story than anything else with Green Hell. Excited to be off. I have ice cream and cookies. You can combine them and make something disgusting. Yes. In Green Hell, I just found it kind of clunky and not intuitive. Like having to go into your book and then click on your fire starting skill in order to create a fire and stuff like that. It was just kind of goofy. Oh, like a DLC. Oh, cool. Okay. And someday soon, I'm starting to think, I actually had such a good time playing Have a Nice Death again yesterday morning. I might stream that sometime in the future, too. As an afternoon, maybe a post-death, putting TLD in timeout type of thing. Because it was a lot easier to, I don't want to say that the game was easier, but, things were a little clearer and a bit more accessible for me. And it kind of made me want to play more platformers again, too. Ooh. Space Engineers or Imperium Galactic Survival? Well, I haven't heard of those games. What genre are those? Are those kind of space exploration, kind of, I guess, Minecraft-y, buildy